Every once in a while, I see a game that piques my interest online or in development. Doesn't always mean I'm gonna buy it right away, but I think, maybe one day. That's exactly what Horizon Zero Dawn was for me. The trailer looked good, gameplay seemed smooth, and the story intrigued me, but I didn't really have any intention of buying it since I kind of have a stupidly long backlog of games I still have to beat. But after my computer died and I had to go to the Apple store to get it fixed, I walked into an EB Games with my dad, and I guess out of pity or something, offered to buy me a game, because, I'm 5 years old and a small child. Anyways, I don't say no to getting free games, so that's how we ended up at this point. So with this pointless story, welcome to Week 20 Horizon Zero Dawn for the PS4. Guerrilla Games began development in 2011, after the studio finished Killzone 3. The idea of the game was considered risky at the time by the studio and director, but they continued along anyways. The game revolves highly around a beautiful open world to explore, and the dangers of the outside world, hopefully being tied together in a compelling story to keep the player moving. The concept of the story is certainly unique. I can't say I've played a game quite like it before. The game is set drastically in the future after the collapse of civilization due to a machine takeover wiping out mankind. Well, sort of. I mean, there's humans in the game, so obviously something happened, but you're gonna have to play for yourself to figure out what that is. With civilization at an end, humans revert back to primal instincts and the caveman days. Aloy, the adorable little baby that you see on screen right now, was cast out of the Nora tribe for being motherless. So you get what kind of life you are early in the game. People hate you and you really don't understand why. Lovely.
Children, come with me. She's an outcast, to be shunned.
Fast forward to Aloy growing up, and that's where this story really starts. Well, at a ritual called the Proving, everyone is attacked and mostly killed, with Aloy surviving, setting her on a quest far beyond what she could possibly imagine. The story is intriguing without being overly complex, but a lot of the loose details are found in the data points around the world, sort of like the Metroid Prime games. The small issue I have with this is that those games didn't have any story told to you. It was all on the player to find out. Horizon Zero Dawn sort of gives you the main points, but leaves out the small details that maybe are not as important, but would have helped bring a little context to certain events. I will grant the story kept me interested non-stop though. The story just builds and builds. None of it really felt out of place. Everything came together in the end. It was an interesting mix of futuristic mechanical machines, along with devices and the caveman-like mentality of human civilization. Yet the story brings those two elements together wonderfully. Now, I have no idea if the concept of the whole story is possible, but who cares? It was compelling and felt extremely original, especially in a world that is piss scared to take chances on anything these days.
Protection of the Sundom. My protection.
Zero Dawn takes an interesting approach to the game. It's an action RPG where you play as Aloy. You are equipped with a bow and a spear to help survive this post-apocalyptic mess we call Earth, but those things don't really help you all that much. I mean, yeah, you need them to get through the game, especially the bow, or else you'd be screwed. But the game is built more around hiding and being tactical. Just running out in the open and taking some machines head on will lead to an inevitable death. The game wants you to hide, to be patient, take out your prey without being seen, and the game rewards you with that style of play. You are also required to collect metal shards and resources to help keep Aloy alive. You can pick up the medicine, tree branches, and flowers among other things, all over the world. The game wants you to hide, be patient, take out your prey without being seen. I like the concept of being stealth and fighting in the shadows, but on occasion that plan goes up in flames real quick, and you're left fighting for your life while also running for it. This is where your spear is supposed to come into play, but it doesn't. Using the spear is just clunky, it's awkward, weak. Even if you get a powerful attack in, knock an enemy down and go for the critical, you're actually just leaving yourself wide open, because there are no invincibility frames when doing a critical. So if there's someone around, oh, well, good luck. Honestly, your best bet for fighting in the open is just keep strafing and spraying arrows. It seems way more effective and practical in the game. Swordplay aside, getting to interact with the machines in the world was pretty cool. Climbing a tall neck for the first time is actually a really fun thing to do. I was kind of hoping I could take it for a spin around the world, but alas, that's not possible. You can override other smaller machines though, and ride them wherever you need to go. You see this one? I named him Snoopy. Gaining levels in the game was a sort of bright spot. It never felt like I had to grind, and there are a ton of little quests that you can do to boost your level. It's a good thing it was quick, because it kind of felt pointless though. You don't really have an attack stat. After gaining a level, you get a skill point and plus 10 health. And let me tell you, an extra 10 health ain't gonna do much for you, especially against the bigger guys. The skill tree provides some good buffs and enhancements, but nothing so dramatic that it would make grinding levels really worthwhile. In the less violent side of things, Aloy also has a focus. Yeah, that tiny little Bluetooth in her ear. The focus allows you to see the world in a bit of a different light. Purple to be exact. Using the focus is a lot like the scan visor from Metroid Prime games, as I said. You can use the focus to scan the world as you see fit. You can scan machines to find weak points along with parts that you can shoot off the beast, which can be used with merchants to create better weapons. Along with that, the focus can be used to track enemies' path, which brings another layer of stealth to the combat. You can also use it to scan data points throughout the game, helping fill in the missing links throughout the story, or just get more lore on the world you find yourself in. At first, I didn't really care for the focus. You could probably get halfway through the game without really ever clicking the thing on, and eventually I just kind of forgot about it. But using it to your advantage can often be a lifesaver and make the stealth parts much easier to the game. Okay, step one of playing this game, get a fan. Like a big fan. Massive. Just trust me. Unless you have the PS4 Pro, which I certainly don't, this game is going to kick your PlayStation into overdrive. It's worth a mildly noisy fan to witness the beauty of this post-apocalyptic world though. The environment, the details to the world, the different lands, climates, and just the sheer scope of the world are outstanding. The game has a unique way of giving off the feel of being a big empty world, yet it fills it with plenty of life everywhere you go. You really get the feel of different cultures and different ranks in society. After leaving your small tribe for the first time, you have a sense of excitement mixed with a fear while exploring the world. Walking around, you see machines that you can hunt, or you can just explore and look at the scenery that is around you. Exploring the massive world is made easier with the use of the fire pits outposts as well, granting fast travel if you have a fast travel pack. For a landscape full of mountains and bumpy terrains, getting around is not that difficult. Most climbable things are marked in yellow, and you almost always have a ledge to climb up or a rope to walk across to get to where you need to go. I do, however, wish they could have translated the sense of awe into the cutscenes. Most of the time when talking to and interacting with other characters, it just feels awkward. You start on a simple medium shot, and then after going to the next line, it just jump cuts abruptly into a close-up, for no reason. The actual cutscenes in the game look nice, but when talking to characters, it's just weird. Adding to the weird train, Child Aloy. This is nothing to do with the game or the review, but what the hell in dear God's Lord is that? Her hair is way too big for her head, and she looks like a tiny Dolly Parton. It's honestly terrifying. But ignoring that, exploring the ravaged world and seeing how the machine interacts, just like regular life on Earth, is awesome to me, and it ties the world together so nicely. I do love when games give me a completion percentage. There's just something satisfying about getting to see that big old 100%. No chance you're seeing that here though, because there is a ton to collect and I missed most of it. You have plenty of side quests in the game, some of which help add to the world and some that are just, hey, let's go kill this guy. On top of that, you have all the data points to find in the world and resources along with machine parts to collect. You also get a New Game Plus option after beating the game. I'm not really one for completion of the tedious things like scanning all the data points, but for people very interested in exploring every arch of this world, feel free. Horizon Zero Dawn is a fantastic game. The mix of stealth play and exploration transitions smoothly, and minus some awkward spear combat, you are in for an adventure you most likely haven't experienced before. Want another experience unlike any you have ever had before? Well, check out The Tale of Three Idiots, where me and two other idiots fight to the death in the classic Mario Party 1. Yep, that's right, control stick spinning and all. Other than that, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for new and hopefully somewhat original takes on games new and old alike. See you later, Internet.